A mimic impersonator works well over grass. A great bait to fish over grass. Why is one reason, or what is one thing that makes it really perfect for fishing over grass? Because this might be kind of tough. You might not get this one. Good morning, guys and girls. On a windy day out here, I'm concerned about it blowing my tripod over and blowing it in the lakes, what I'm really concerned about. Reading from a Catch a Better Life book. You can get this book at jimmyhouston.com. It's got a fishing tip for every day, a scripture for every day, and a devotional built around fishing. And we're supposed to have 20 to 30 mile an hour winds today. It's probably getting close to that 30 mile mark right now. But anyway, we'll try this anyhow. Mark 10:49 here on March 2nd. Mark 10:49. Then they called the blind man, saying to him, "Be of good cheer, he is calling you." He is calling you. You know, amazingly, I was just reading that exact same scripture in my daily Bible reading. I read the Bible completely through every single year. I've been doing that since I was in my mid-20s, maybe 24, 25, 26 years old, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly when I started. But I was reading this exact scripture early this morning. That's exactly right, before it got daylight. Then they called the blind man, saying to him, "Be of good cheer. He is calling you. He is calling you." And let's see what I wrote about that. I haven't read this ahead of time. An effective way to fish grass is to find a grass flat and blind cast over it. Blind cast. It's just simply throwing all around a boat. Throw to the left, to the right, in front of the boat, behind the boat, doesn't matter. Depending on how deep the grass is, lipless crankbaits and spinner baits work great. Lipless crankbaits like a Lucky Strike Hail Mary, a Cordell Hotspot, or rattle bait. Keep scanning with your live scope and watch for high spots or low spots in the grass, as well as fish moving in and out of the vegetation. So if you've got a live scope, a Garmin live scope, keep scanning that as you blind cast, looking for places where the grass comes up a little higher, or looking places where you've got indentations or maybe even breaks in the grass. Watch for those places. Those are the places you want to throw around. It's kind of like if you were to see a stump or a log out there. That's sort of what it's like when you're throwing at those things in the grass. Whoa, about blew my tripod over right there. I'm concerned about that with those big gusts of wind. It's exciting. It's exciting how that technology has allowed us to see the unseeable. That's right. It's allowed us to see the unseeable. In today's scripture, blind Bartimaeus got excited when he heard that Jesus was coming down the road. Jesus is coming down the road. Some of his buddies probably told him, Jesus is coming down the road. A big bunch of people's following him. He kept crying out, "Jesus, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me, have mercy on me." He kept crying that out. Actually, the disciples got onto him a little bit for hollering. Can you imagine what he thought when his disciples actually said, "Rise, he is calling you"? Bartimaeus, though blind, knew Jesus was walking down the road to him, and he received his sight. They said he jumped up and ran to Jesus, even though he was blind. One bright day, those of us who are saved will hear God say, "Rise, he is calling you." What an incredible day, and an awesome day that will be. Rise, he is calling you. Oh my goodness. The mimic impersonator works well over grass. Why? It offers perfect depth control. That's exactly right. You can actually fish that bait. It's a sinking bait, and so it's going to sink down. You can fish it whatever deep you want. Let that thing sink down, wind it slower, and it's going to stay down deep. Wind it faster, it's going to come up. So it allows perfect depth control. It's also a great bait. When it hits that brush, you can jerk it, give it a jerk, and jerk it out of there real good. You feel that vibration. A lot of times that's when you get a bite on that mimic impersonator. Perfect depth control, because doesn't sink nearly as fast as say a regular rattle bait. Guys and girls, go out there and have your great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.